Before we highlight the best and most challenging car shipping locations in this state, generally speaking, the best car shipping locations are going to be the biggest cities, followed by those locations on or near interstates. You'll have the quickest and least expensive auto transports from these locations. The most challenging car shipping locations are going to be in remote towns and cities. These are towns and cities that are more than 50 miles away from major cities or interstates. It takes more time and costs more money to ship a car to or from these remote locations. With these general guidelines in mind, let's look at the best and most challenging car shipping locations in this state. All right, as we take a look at the state of Massachusetts, this is actually a popular state to ship cars to or from, particularly for coast-to-coast transports. And the reason for that is the very popular and very well-traveled I-90 corridor begins or ends in the state of Massachusetts, depending on which way you're traveling. And it goes all the way to the West Coast. It connects the two coasts. And so any coast-to-coast transport a lot of times involves Massachusetts because of that I-90 corridor. But your best car shipping location in the state is going to be Boston and the Boston metro area. Obviously, it's the state's most populated area. Again, it is on I-90, but it's also along I-95, which is another very busy trucking corridor. That is a corridor that goes all the way down to Miami, Florida. So as car carriers travel up and down the East Coast, they're traveling on that corridor. And so Boston makes for an ideal location because both I-90 and I-95 go to it. Another location is going to be in western Massachusetts, and that's going to be Springfield and the surrounding cities there. Again, what makes that appealing is it's along I-90. It's also along I-91, which is another pretty well-traveled trucking corridor that goes down into Connecticut and then connects to I-95. So again, any car carriers that are going up and down the East Coast, if they have to go up to Springfield, it's not a big deal for them, so it's a good location. And really, anything along I-90 and anything along I-91, anything in those corridors are all going to be pretty decent car shipping locations. Now, as we turn to the more challenging car shipping locations in the state of Massachusetts, it's going to be anything from Plymouth down around Cape Cod. So this pocket here in southeast Massachusetts is going to be challenging. And the closer you get to the coast, especially if you get out to Cape Cod, they become more and more challenging. And what do we mean by that? Those transports are going to take more time and cost more money to complete. And if you're on Martha's Vineyard or Nantucket, car carriers don't even go to those locations because they don't deal with ferries that are required to get out there. So you'll have to get your vehicle on the mainland. But again, even if you're on Cape Cod, you would be best to get as far inland as you can if you'd like to save some time and money on your transport. To find out what it costs to ship a car to or from Massachusetts, get an instant quote on our website at www.jnstransport.com.